Alright, so we will be in your note packet. We will eventually get to page 27. However, we're going to start on either the front cover or the back cover. Either one, wherever you got some space. Because I got 4 warm-up problems here that I want you to do. Just know that the plan today is to do notes out of the note packet. Then I'm going to hand back your quizzes, and then I'm going to give you time to work on your homework, getting caught up on your homework, which also tomorrow, Goofy Day, will also be a homework day, even though for all like 23 or 24 minutes that we're in class together tomorrow. Okay? All right? So there's that. Okay? So here are the 4 problems that I would like you to do right now. Go for it. If you didn't know or didn't see that 162 is the square root of 82 times the square root of 2, then you would have to break up 162 into, I would say, let's go 2 times 81, and 81 is 9 times 9, and 9 is 3 times 3, and 9 is 3 times 3. So then the square root of 162 is the square root of 2 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And because we're talking square roots, then I got to look for pairs. So there's a pair. It comes out. There's a pair. It comes out. This one's not a pair, so it stays in. So either way, the square root of 81 is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. So we get 9 square roots of 2 there for that one. If you didn't see that 300 was the square root of 100 times the square root of 3, then hopefully you saw that 300 is 2 times 150. 150 is 2 times 75. 75 is 25 times 3. And 25 is 5 times 5. So the square root of 300 would be the square root of 2 times 2 times 5 times 5 times 3. There's a pair, it comes out. There's a pair, it comes out. Not a pair, stays in, leaves me with 10 square roots of 3. Yes, ma'am. Well, you either got to write the blue or you got to show the green. Yep. So that's the 2 methods that we have for it. Yep. The blue method is recognizing your perfect squares. Okay. The green is prime factorization. So one or the other. You don't have to do them both. Okay. Square root of 23 is the square root of 23. There is no factors, no perfect square factors in 23, so it just stays the square root of 23. If you didn't see that the cube root of 54 is the cube root of 27 times the cube root of 2, well, then you would have to do 54 here. They would call it this time. 54 is 2 times 27. 27 is 3 times 9. And 9 is 3 times 3. So the cube root of 54 would be the cube root of 2 times 3 times 3 times 3. And now I'm looking for triples. Because of the cube root, I need to find that many to break one out. So then that gets broken out, and then I'm left with the cube root of 2 on the inside. So this is 3 cube roots of 2. Questions, comments, concerns, clarifications? Fantastic. Fantastic. Let's jump back into the notes now. We'll be on page 27. Page 27 then in your notes is where we'll pick up from yesterday. So yesterday we learned that Carlos likes to write stuff out and Clarita likes to use her equation. Okay? So Carlos knows that he can calculate the amount of interest earned on an account in smaller increments than 1 full year. He would like to determine how much money is in the account each month. Okay? So he's trying to find the R value that he has to multiply by to get to the next month. Well, let's kind of use his sister's formula, if you will. Okay? So his sister said that yesterday, or we figured out yesterday, that this gap could be filled in with the formula 300 times 1.05 to whatever part of the year we're going with, and in this case it is 1/12. So what I would like you to do now is, using a calculating device, you're going to need to figure out what the value of that blue expression is. Do so now. And if you think you got it, shout it, shout it, shout it out loud. Hopefully yours is bigger than 300. And I know exactly what you did wrong. Anybody get a number bigger than 300? What did you get? 0.22? That's what I got. 301.22. So, how many people did not get that? How many people did actually get that? How many people just don't care? Raise your hands in the air, wave them like you just don't care. Okay? Okay? Alright, so how the keystrokes that we have on, now these are on the calculators that you can see what you're typing in. Okay? For those of you with calculators that you can't see what you're typing in, we'll have to go a different route, but we can teach you that. Okay? So if I want to type this in, I'm going to go the number 300, then I'm going to go with my times key, then I'm going to go 1.05, and then I'm going to use that caret key. And now here's where things get a little interesting. Okay? You got two options after that. Option number one is you can open up a set of parentheses, 1 divided by 12, and then close your set of parentheses. That's my preferred method. Okay? That works out. Option number two is you could do the number 1, and then on these calculators, you've got that fraction key, and you can type in that fraction key and make the fraction that way. Okay? Both of you will get the same, or both of those methods will get the same answer. Okay? All right? So, go ahead.
That's 301.22237.
Yep. But because we're talking money, you weren't here yesterday, we were talking money on this. And so because we're talking money, we only round to 22. Okay, we round to the hundredths place. Okay? So with that being said, find me the next box. The 2/12 box. $302.45. Do we have enough to establish what what Carlos's R value is? Or do we need some more? We have enough? Okay. So how do I find the R value? Because it's geometric, right? We established that yesterday. It's a percent increase. That means it's geometric, which means we got to find the R value. How do I find an R value in a geometric sequence? Andrew, I saw you first.
Take sorry.
Allie, saw you next.
You divide the second one by the first one.
And that gets you there. So any term divided by the term right before it, right? Yep, exactly. Yep. So if you didn't remember that R here was equal to any term divided by the term before it, or a sub n divided by a sub n minus 1. So any term divided by the term right before it, that gets us our R value. In this case, what is our R value? 1.05? It would be 1.05 if we started at 300 and we went to 315. That's 1.05. What's our R value here in our mini sequence? On your calculators right now, hey, I want you all to know that Mr. Peterson is promoting.
There you go.
What is this cribbage league right now?
Cribbage league.
Cribbage league.
Boys and girls.
Hey, that could end like the last day of school.
It could, but it shouldn't. I'll leave one on your desk.
Okay. What do we get for an R value?
1.995.
No. That's because that's bigger. Take any term and divide it by the term right before it, or any term and divide it by the term right before it. What do you get, Andrew?
1.004.
I like that one much better. 1.004 is the R value then that Carlos would have to multiply by to get the next one. So with that being said, what would the next bucket be, or the next blank box? What would that be? What do you got, Andrew?
303.68.
6.8?
66. Oh, sorry, 66.
I like 6.6 better. Okay? And we could continue on all the way down and fill in that chart. Okay? So that R value here of 1.004 would be that. Okay? Does anybody know a way to come up with 1.004? Using 1.05. It is written right on the board. This board. No, that doesn't use 1.05.
I was gonna say 1.00.
No, that's what we want to know how to get that using 1.05. Yeah. So this number right here is that number right there, right? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Yeah, because 300 is part of our sequence. We got to multiply it by 1.004 to get the next one. Well, we calculated the next one using this. So type in on your calculator just 1.05 raised to the 1/12th power. So I forgot to raise to.
How do we do the raise two?
Do we get that 1.004 number? 074124? Yeah. That raise, that caret key gets you to the, puts it in the power then. Okay? Alright. My question to you now is this. I've got a blue box. This was Clarita's formula yesterday. And now Carlos made this pink box today. What can you tell me about the blue box and the pink box? Based off of your exponent rules. What can you tell me about blue box and pink box?
There's an exponent of 12 where the t is.
Okay. You tell me. Yeah?
They have the same numbers besides the past.
Owen? They're the same. Yeah, these are the same. Why are they the same? What exponent rule would we be using in the pink? Give me another chance. Give me another chance. Well, so what do we do with them? Listen to him. He's telling you. He missed it. We multiply them. Power to a power. We multiply the exponents. Okay? Okay? Alright? So if I multiply, so if I'm looking just here at my exponents here, I'm going to multiply that and that. 1/12 times 12t. Well, 12t is like 12t over 1, and that gets me 12t over 12, which is just t, which is that exponent right there. Okay? So those are the same equations. Okay? The 12t in that pink equation means that you are, and this is kind of like a compound interest is what we're talking about. We're calculating that interest $12 times per year. Okay? That means that you're calculating that 12 times per year. If I wanted to calculate, or if Carlos wanted to calculate it weekly, what would that 12t number be? How many weeks are there in a year? There's 52 in a year. Yep. Okay. So what would that 12t number be? Well, so this, the 1 over 12 would be 1/52. We would find that rate, right? And then that would be 52t. Okay? To get, if so like when you go to a bank, if they say it's 5% annual rate, okay? That means you're getting 5% over the year, okay? But you're really only getting, in this case, it would be like 4.4% per month, okay? Even less per week, okay? All right. What do we got down here? We already talked about that. Okay, so what does this number right here, this 1.04, what does that number mean? Yesterday, we had 1.05 there, right? Which means we earned 5% interest per year. What does the 1.004 number mean? No? So how much interest interest are we making per month? Or what is the interest rate per month? Nope. What do you got?
0.04.
Nope.
0.4.
0.4. Yep, because we got to move it 2 spots, right? Okay. So what this says is we are gaining 0.4% interest per month. So that's giving us our monthly interest rate. Good? Love it. Now, right below that, you have, I think it's 5 problems that use the exponent rule. I'll give you 2 minutes to get those 5 problems done. You don't need to calculate out the numbers, just simplify it down to one base of 1.05. Okay, so 1.05 and some kind of a power. Go. So I've got 3 bases, all the same. What do I do with their exponents? Add them, right? Okay. What is 1/12 plus 1/12 plus 1/12? So what's my final answer? The power of 1/4? Yep, because 3/12 reduces down to 1/4. Yep, okay. Number 15, power to a power. What do I do with that? Multiply them? What is 1/12 times 6? 1/2. Do I like negative exponents? Same base, both with powers. What do I do with those? I add them. What is 2 plus 1/4? What's what? What's up? Sure. We'll go back to it right now. I'm sure people are still thinking, what's up, bud? I just made the exponent positive. It's 1/12 on the bottom.
I see, number.
With me, not negative 1/12. What do you got, Andrew?
Does the fraction have to go over 1.052?
Yes.
I have an answer.
What do you got?
I got 3 books.
No? No? What's 2 plus 1/4? What do you got? 9/4? Alright, to the 9/4 power. Okay? Because we for sure don't like mixed numbers in that one. Okay? They gotta be a fraction, an improper fraction. When I got the same base, but now I'm dividing, now what do I do? Now I subtract those exponents. Yeah. What is 2 minus 1/2? 2 minus 1/2. What do you got? 3/2. Yep. Remember when I just said we don't like mixed up numbers? What I meant by that is we don't like mixed up numbers in our exponents. Hate them. Yep. Absolutely cannot stand them. Up there. Okay? Alright? So, rest of the time now. Oops, tap the brakes. Went too far. Rest of the time now is you can be working on the 2.6 homework. You can be working on getting caught up on the 2.5, 2.4, 2.3, 2.1, 2.2 homeworks also. Okay? So that by the tomorrow, when you leave tomorrow for fall break at whatever time it is, 11:20, 11:40 something, I don't even know what time you guys too. Well, you guys won't because, oh no, we have all mods tomorrow. Yeah,
Oh,
I forgot, we got all mods tomorrow. Okay? I'm gonna hand back quizzes now, so that you can also be working on that too. Okay?